Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then I hope you enjoy your time here, and my name is Johnny or Filthy TB for those who don't know. In today's video we'll be talking about Modern Warfare. Now I've been playing this game for quite a good amount of time. At this time of the recording I'm level like 83 now in multiplayer, and I have way more than 24 hours of game time I believe, so you know, I know this isn't the largest amount of time, and I know there's people already that are like level, like, you know, the max 155 I think it is, so obviously this isn't that impressive, but I still wanted to give a review about this game and kind of just talk about my thoughts about it. So I'm going to break down this video in a few ways in which I'll give my review. The first part we'll be talking about the weapons that are used in the game. The second part of the gameplay, so basically just like how the game works, the meta and all of that. So, and the third way we're going to be talking about is like just how the game runs specifically on the PC. So of course the third part is going to change per computer because not everybody has the same PC or the same setup, etc, etc. So the first thing that I'm going to be talking about is the weapons. So the first thing is going to be the ARs, also known as the assault rifles, in case you didn't know. Now there are currently 8 ARs in the game. It's the M4A1, AK-47, M13, FR-556, the Odin, Kilo 141 Fall, the FN Scar 17S. Now, I have to admit, most of these guns don't really matter, except the M4A1, to be honest. That's probably the best gun. Recently I've been using the AK-47, and, you know, that's been pretty owning, but I'm really just using it so I can get the gold camo, because I'm trying to get all the camos and do all that stuff, but with the recent patches, there's been reduced damage and range, and you know, small recoil has been increased for the M4A1. But even with those patches and all that, I'd still believe it's the most powerful weapon that we have currently in the game. Now, like I said, I've been recently deciding to go for gold camo and all of that. So for the M4A1, I did get gold for it, my first gun, and man, it looks beautiful. So assault rifles, you know, being the majority of what the players are using, that's usually going to be, of course, the M4A1. Now, in my eyes, I feel like this is an issue with the meta, of course, the whole game, and nobody uses any other guns, and it just seems kind of like, it kind of seems tiring to die from the M4A1 every single time. And now, of course, it isn't such a big problem, but like, you know, maybe buffing like other weapons, you know, so you can give the player base a reason to use other weapons rather than just going to the reliable duty of the M4A1 as their main choice of the AR. So I think just adjusting some things like that will help the game meta and overall just make the game run smoothly, play smoothly. I don't know if this will help at all, but just my opinion of stuff like that. Now that the ARs are out of the way, now let's go to the opinions of my good old SMGs. Now, the first gun that I'd like to say and mention, well, the MP5 seems to be the dominant SMG, just like the N4A1 is. But this is more variety in the class, unlike the selection that we have in the AR section. Now, this is great for me. I always liked using the SMG, and I like that I can use other weapons in that class. So the SMGs at the moment are MP5, MP7, AUG, P90, PP19 Bison, Uzi, and now these aren't all in order, of course, with like as far as unlocking them, but that'd probably be the order in which I would like to, you know, that I personally like to choose as far as like the way I use the weapons. So of course it all depends on your game style and the way you choose it and build your gun. So I personally like running around a lot and listening for footsteps, going back, or like, you know, going past corners and all that. So I tend to keep things to help my accuracy and aim speed. So I think the MP5 is far more better than other SMGs, but others are still usable as far as reliability. They have their own pros and cons like any would. Now, what I do really think about the whole SMG class, you know, it's pretty tight. And for the shotguns, we won't be talking about that. Just remove them from the game. Now talking about the gameplay, it all comes together with the weapons that are also in the game. And I'll be honest, this game frustrates me a lot. Now, I do know that this game is just a game, but I feel like dying from a 725 every single time of the game is pretty annoying, okay? Now, of course, that does not mean that I don't enjoy my game. Of course, that doesn't mean anything, because if I didn't enjoy playing this game, I wouldn't be playing it. I wouldn't have the hours I have on it now. From the start of the game, or like from the start of the game, you know, it was a pretty good, but it did begin to run problems as far as with like my game freezing and making my game and keyboard mouse lag. So this is an issue I had, and I went to like Reddit and everything to ask for like help and all that. And, you know, eventually I went into some stuff, you know, and found some stuff into, like, threads and all that. Some comments in the posts I did and all that. Now, my PC by no means was trash. It did run every single game on, like, you know, high settings, pretty good, you know, no lag really. Ran pretty good, and, you know, I could record stuff, you know. And Modern Warfare just seemed to kill my computer for some reason. And in order for me to play the game, I would have to go into Task Manager, click on the game, go to Details, and change the priority below normal. Now, what this did was it somehow made me, you know, made the game playable. And this was very annoying, and I had to do it every single time I played the game. Doing this made me lose frames. I'd average about 60 to 80, and I'd jump, you know, back and forth a lot. So, you know, from the gameplay you see, hopefully it all looks good now. I no longer have that issue. I've upgraded my CPU, and that seemed to fix my problem. Now, I don't know if that, I mean, I know it was a problem with my CPU, like, just getting overly worked, and, you know, I felt like I needed one for a while either way to complete my build, but either way, everything's fine now. And now with that being said, we can talk about the maps of the game, and oh boy, I wish they put more thought into some maps because, well, they're pretty bad. Now, the newer ones, I'll give them some credit. They're not that bad. They're pretty good in my opinion, so there's no complaining for me there. But something that I've noticed with the gameplay as far as this game, more based on the players sometimes, is that these players are so campy, and oh my Jesus, mother of God. These campers sit in these corners the whole game. Like, they literally sit on this corner with a claymore on two ends if they have another one or something, and they have scavenger or whatever makes them get another one, and they just sit there and cap a window too, or sit in the corner and just wait for you, and they just sit there the whole game, you know. And I just don't understand how you spend $60 to sit in a room in the game. But, you know, that's none of my business. This is just a public service announcement. Please stop camping. After all, this isn't an issue where the devs could fix it. It seems like this is just a wave of COD players that we have that they just seem to have a camping mindset. Now, I can argue that this has to do with the crappy maps that we have on the game. So maybe the devs can fix it. Now, I'm going to be talking about how the PC version of this game goes, but like I mentioned previously with the problems that I had issue with, it caused me, you know, countless amounts of time to fix it and just to be able to play the game. Now, like I said, my PC wasn't bad at all. I had a pretty decent setup. I'm not sure why it had issues with this game specifically, but after all, I did get my issue sorted with the game, and it runs pretty good on PC, so to be honest, I have no issues with it as far as the mechanics work in this. It feels like it's better on the PC, to be honest, and you might seem like you might have a slight advantage as far as, you know, movement and, you know, just the way that you have control of the movement in the game. So that could give you maybe a movement boost, but, you know, maybe that's something to be determined still. So everything feels pretty smooth, and whoever designed it did a pretty good job in making the gameplay feel as good as it does. So with that being said, the PC version feels pretty good in my opinion without the issues I'd say that I ran into. It's a pretty good game. Now, should you buy this game? Well, that goes into things like what platform are you going to be playing on. If you're playing on PC, well, I hope it goes as smoothly as it did. Not mentioning the problem I had post like upgrading my CPU, okay? But if you do seem to have a similar problem like that, do what I said in the video earlier. That really seemed to help, and it did seem to help other people in the Reddit post. So now, if you're playing on console, I do have some tips for you. I recommend buying a PC and play on PC because PC is the master race of gaming and where it should be played. Just kidding. Not really, but you know, I'd say go ahead and buy the game no matter what you're playing on. As far as the multiplayer, I'd say it's pretty good and I do approve of it. Now, I have played the campaign and I've played the first mission. It's pretty good, but can't do a review on that because I only played the first mission. So, if you guys do enjoy this video and wish to see more content like this, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys are a fan of this type of stuff, don't forget to leave a comment below. Something I want to be doing is showing some support at the end of the video of some people that showed support in the comments. So if you guys did support me in these videos, then I'll have your nice comments in the, I'll actually have it in the front, so you probably already saw it. So appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment so you can be featured in the next video. This has been Johnny or Filthy TV, and I'll catch you guys onto the next video.